Okay, so were you able to find that issue with the code? So
Not really.
no worries. I'll share the code anyway. So let me run my code here one time. 1 second. I'm sharing my screen. So 1 second. Okay, are you able to see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so I've launched this one. Okay, application is still yet to come up. So it's building. So what I was mentioning to you is like you could, okay, so in the App.component.ts, I have a property called username. Okay. So observe that this is the class decorator which tells the Angular component to create create a new component, and you have a selector which will tell you like the where my how to reuse this component or how to recognize this component in a declarative way. And then you have a template URL which refers to the HTML portion of it or the UI presentation portion of it and the styles associated with that. Okay, this is the component HTML and this is the style associated with it. Now, if somebody has to use this component, you export it. Okay, only when you export it, somebody else can reuse this component. First, you are telling that the outside world can use it. Okay. Now, in order to use it, you need to add this in the App.module.ts so that the other persons can recognize that this component is exported. Now I am ready to import it and use it.
Okay.
Okay, that's important. Secondly, there is a bootstrap component which will tell you which is my main component and so on. Okay, everything you have to export it, then only another person can use it. Otherwise, you cannot use it. Okay, just be aware of that. Okay. Now, one of the things what I was mentioning to you is add an input field which updates a property called username. So when I update something means in the app.component.ts, I have a ignore the style and all those things. Okay, please ignore the style for now. Okay.
Yep.
Ignore. There is a property called username, and your even I will comment this also. Okay. So if you observe that there is a property called label and an input text field which receives the username. So I have something which receives the username. Okay. Now, as soon as when I update a component, somebody has to receive the value associated with it, right? Like example, when I'm sending something to the backend, somebody has to receive this data and then trigger a service saying, okay, send this data to the backend, isn't it? Yes or no?
Like
Okay, so let's assume that I have a component here, username, send data to server. Okay. Now, if you observe what I meant was, so you have a username property. The username property, add this user to the backend. Add this user. My username. Okay, so Ravi, save backend, save into database. Correct? No. That's what I would like to add a new user to the database. Correct? No. So that means this property has to be saved and persisted and sent to the backend. So I will say like, okay, I have a backend server, backend persist username, isn't it? But how will this component get updated? So before that, let's say I would like to let's assume print it.
yeah.
Username received. But how will username get updated?
So
That the value has changed.
so in the input field, you would catch the event and then you would make a function to react to an event.
So what you should do is, there is one thing, yeah, you can do a click event, or you can do on key up or something like that,
Yeah.
or on keystroke, or on key update, then do something, correct? No. So there is a capability in Angular which is something called as ng model, which provides a two-way binding for the object. So as and when this particular let's assume that I'm going to, so for now I'll just remove this input component. Let's assume, observe, I'm just commenting it. So that means the username. Now let's assume that on the backend I have a data component which is which is updated, like, okay, 1 second. So username default, okay. So the default component is username, which is not displayed here, which is okay. We will make it display also. So I would like to retrieve this property and display on the user. Okay. So in order to achieve that, what do? We go to the app.component.html and use string interpolation, which will associate this username property to the TS file. Okay, so this username will be associated with the app component.html. That means the data which has changed to Felix should get displayed on the UI. Okay, so observe that Felix name is coming correctly.
Yep.
Now, when the UI somebody changes, now I'm going to show the same name in the input text field. Okay, it's already here, so that's why I'm. So in the input text field, I am going to have a username. So observe what will happen. Which is, I haven't not saved it, I think. Here,
I see.
okay. Now ng model provides you two. This is one-way binding, which is string interpolation. Means the property, whatever the value is there, is shown on the UI.
Mhm.
Okay. But in order to update the model on the backend, which is the username property from the UI screen, we use something called as a two-way binding. This is one-way binding, which is retrieve the value from the backend to the UI, and one is to send from the UI to the backend.
Okay.
So this is called two-way binding.
Okay.
Okay. Now I update this username property. Automatically, this particular object will get updated with. So you observe that. See here.
Yep.
So as and when the property got changed, this two-way binding via two-way binding. This is nothing but this is a two-way binding where it uses an ng model, which is coming from the forms module.
Okay.
That's where we imported that forms module. Is that okay? Are you clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
So add an input field which updates the property username via two-way binding, which is okay. Output the username property via string interpolation. This is string interpolation.
Mhm.
Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Now add a button. Okay, that we'll figure out later. Hold on a second. Now when a user clicks on a button, I would like to send this property to the backend.
So you would launch a click event.
Yeah, something like that. That's the plan. So what I've done is I've created a button. The button has one click property. In the click, I am saying invoke a function called send data to server.
Mhm.
Okay, and then at the backend, I am supposed to be printing the server name what I've received. Then I will figure out a way to send it to the backend.
Okay.
Okay.
You didn't save the HTML file.
Okay. Yeah. Let's hope it works. Okay.
Yeah.
There is no great scientific logic here, so it should work. But sometimes minor things trouble us. Okay, I need to see. So use the developer tools to see what's happening in the console, because I have put console.log.
Yep.
So this is username, but where is the data coming? Okay, so the username send data to server is actually username I'm printing here. Correct? No?
Yeah.
With me? Now the second thing is add a button. If the username is not okay, this is two things extra you need to do. Okay. So this part is clear, right?
Yes.
So okay, so I'll just remove this piece and send the HTML code for you. So this is your HTML code for the app component.html. Okay.
Okay.
So two pieces, small two things you need to do still, and this is HTML piece I'm sending you right now. And the other piece was that app component.ts. Okay, do you still have the challenge around that ng module and ng model not being recognized?
I'm gonna check right now.
Okay, you check on that. Okay, I sent the HTML. Now I need to send the TS file. So two things you need to still do. One is, I mean, two pieces is only piece left. Okay, 1 second, please. What was the other piece you are supposed to be working? Is add a button which may be clicked if the username is not an empty string. Means add a button which may be only, see, it should be only be clickable if the username is not an empty string. Okay, that means if the string is empty, that means the button should get disabled.
Yep.
Are you with me?
Yes.
So the button has a property which, if it is empty string, then you just have to make it disabled, otherwise make it enabled. So that means one minor enable disable property you need to explore. Okay. Upon clicking on the button, the username should be reset to an empty string. Means you are already having that function. Here you need to reset the username to empty string. Should be easy, right? So this property should be very easy.
I don't think you sent me the
You want me to send the whole project?
not the whole project, but the
Oh, I clicked on it. Okay,
the
it's already. Are you able to see my screen?
yes.
Are you able to see the chat also?
Yeah, but I'm talking specifically the HTML.
I
So I don't
sent it before, one before.
what?
I'll resend it, not a problem.
That's weird.
No problem. I'll send it one more time. See now?
Okay, I got it.
The only property is disabled property you need to explore. And refer to Google, no problem. Okay?
Okay.
So that was good. So, I mean, clear, right? Any doubts around that?
Nope.
Okay. You will have 5 minutes to 10 minutes to explore it. In the meantime, I'll prepare the next example for you. Did I mute? No,
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
no problem. They're completed.
Yeah.
Sorry. One second. Volume is too low on my mobile, on my this one. 1 second. 1 second. Is it okay?
Yeah.
1 second. So that part completed or disabled?
Yeah. So upon typing, and if it's empty, it disables. And when
Okay.
it re-enters.
Okay. Very nice.
Um,
So good.
I'll show you what I did actually.
No. I noticed it already.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Username deadline. Oh, you made it as more conditional. What happens if username becomes null? Can you go to the code there, to the backend, to the app component.html and default it to null?
Oh.
Now save it.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay. See, we need to be careful on that code. Okay.
Wait.
That's fine. So fix that problem. That is secondary.
Wait.
How
Does
did
it?
you create this? How did you create this component, warning component and success component?
Okay.
You
So
use the ng generate.
yes.
Okay, good. So now you have created success and warning, right? One more component is information component.
Wait a minute. Wait. So remember how I was getting the error with the? Hold on. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Remember when I was getting an error with this stuff? With the
Correct.
yeah.
Correct.
So what I did is that I went to the directory directly, the basic assignment. So I
Okay.
don't have the success stuff here. I did that in the other project.
Correct. So this is a okay. That was a different component altogether, is it? Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
The reason why I was asking that is mainly because I wanted you to create a new component, like say for example, uh, like a server component. Okay, so create a server component, but without using ng generate.
Okay.
The reason behind that statement is mainly because when you create a new component, you need to manually register the in the app.module.ts. You need to register it yourself.
Okay.
So remember that you created a component called warning or hello kind of thing or greeter component, something. It's okay. I don't care. Just create a new component, but you should not use ng generate. You should use it by using the manual effort. Refer to the old code and then do it manually. But ensure that you specify the registration in the app.module.ts and those kind of things.
Okay.
Okay, because I know you could do it using ng generate and all those things, but doing it yourself, you will understand like, okay, that where all I need to do the right registration to make it, do it manually kind of thing. Okay. But yeah, so remaining and all looks okay. So if you observe that you have a click property and all those things, okay. So those are all like using the click operation and all those things. Yeah, everything looks correct here.
Okay.
And sorry, you change that null value back to something meaningful because otherwise the code will fail.
Uh, is this the correct naming pattern?
Sorry.
So I'm making the component manually. Is this the correct? Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Most important thing is that registration. That's it. and export and import manually. And it will be relative. That's the only difference. In the app component.html, can you go there one time, please? Sorry, not app component.html. Yeah, app component.
Is it here?
Yeah, so can you go back to the other one? Hold on a second. App component.html has that. Okay, okay. So do one thing. Yeah, once you create that warning component, no? Okay. Once you finish that, then I'll tell you what to do. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not sure what to name this though.
It's okay. Give whatever name you have created that component. So you remember that. Can you open that warning alert component.ts?
Uh,
So now you're getting the thing that you need to do it manually.
oh,
Refer to that component. I mean, to the older exercise, no problem.
I,
I'll do one thing. I'll give you one more example. Easy way. Create a ng generate component called success hyphen alert component. It will create everything, all the steps. Follow that and do it for warning. So
okay.
in that way, you know that what is export, what is the component, what's the name, everything you will figure out. Generally, till what time do you guys do the training in the evenings?
For me,
Yeah.
like with my company,
No, no. Yeah. So, like, say for example, is it like your training starts like this Angular training starts at 7:30 a.m. or 8 a.m.?
it's 8:30.
8:30. Yeah. So actually, 8:30 is equal to 6 o'clock for us. Yeah.
Hmm.
And in the afternoon, is it till 3:30 or 3 o'clock?
I don't know. Like I think. Hold on. Let me check what's on the calendar. It says 4:30.
4:30. Yeah.
I don't know.